Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey there, I'm Doc Hamels, still here after all these years. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We're so glad you could join us, and if you're watching us later on in the week, that's okay too. Hey, the guys got the studio decorated here, a Christmas tree. You'll probably see it in the wide angle shot here later. They've got some nice gift boxes here, and we've got some lights, so we're in the Christmas holiday spirit here. Want to say good afternoon for those of you that are watching us, perhaps in Europe, our friends over in Ukraine. Hope you're doing well, staying warm as best you can, and I know that they're doling out electricity on a rotating basis. Well, hang in there, guys. We're thinking of you. For those of you that are listening on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining in. We got a really fun show. My guest, I tell this to everybody, she doesn't know this, but we have more laughs and giggles per minute than any other guest I have ever had on my show. That's the truth. Rick Mascaro comes in number 2, but my guest today, we just have a lot of fun and lots of laughs. So please stick around and watch the show. If throughout the show you have a comment, a question, something you want to share, your club or organization, whatever, give us a call at 716-753-5225. And if you don't want to do that, you can just email us at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com, and we'll get your announcement for your club or organization, whatever, on the air the following week. How's that? And it's always free of charge. We are public access. That's how we roll here. So anyways, so glad you could join us. And it's so cool when our guests come here and I explain to them that people listen to the show or watched it around the world, various countries. Someday, I guess I'm going to have to count how many countries, but we're probably up to a dozen anyways or more. And across the United States and so forth. I know people down in California watch us, up into the Ohio area, Michigan. And I do know that right now, our crew, 3 of them, they left us. They're over in California right now, Baja, and somewhere along Route 1, I guess. up the coast, the Pacific coast there. Jeff's over here. Chris and Justin and Randy, they are on a well-deserved vacation, and then they're going to Hawaii. So I don't know if they're hearing this right now, but anyways, we're glad that they have an opportunity to get some vacation. So Jeff and I are here on this the skeleton crew. So but we'll manage. We know how to use our technologies here, so we'll do the best we can. Okay, all right. So we are in the throes of basically the Hanukkah and Christmas season, and this is the fun and crazy season all rolled into one, isn't it? I know at our house the decorations are going up, and my wife is religiously going through her list to make sure all the kiddies get their gifts and things like that, and their great-grandchildren and grandchildren and all that sort of thing, the dog, and yeah, so we're having fun with that. Remember, for those of you that are able to, Toys for Tots, Pastor Meraldo was here last week, and they are still collecting, and there's, I think he told me, over 100 sites throughout Chautauqua County that they have Toys for Tots boxes, and they would appreciate that.
Brandy's on the phone.
All right, we got a phone call right off the bat, so good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Doc. Can you hear me?
Yes, and my earpiece isn't working today, so can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, we got a big jet flying over top of us here. We're at 4 Point Sheridan in Los Angeles.
What time is it? What time is it there?
Oh, what is it? 3 hours behind you, just after 6.
Oh, it's not that early, and it's 6 o'clock. All right.
No, we're Chris went to get a rental car. We're driving up to San Francisco today. It's about almost 500 miles, so it's going to be a long day, but trip's going good so far.
Good. All your connections were good?
Yep, we're doing good so far. I think he just called and said he's got the car. It's only a couple blocks away from the motel.
Cool.
And we're just sitting there waiting to go.
You're ready to go at 6 in the morning already?
Yeah, it's going to be a long day to go 500 miles.
Ooh. And you are the only people I know that are going straight towards a volcano that's erupting.
Oh, yeah, I'm hoping to fly over at least when we take off, because that'll be nighttime.
I'll pass on that one.
As long as Diamond Head don't blow, that's right next to our motel.
Good thought. Good thought. We need you to come back alive.
Well, I'll let you be. Tell Shannon hi. And
she's right here. She's waving at you.
Hi, Shannon.
Okay.
She's a legend up at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. Okay, I'll let you go. Take care.
Whoa. Bye. Okay, I plugged. Okay, Randy, you take care. Have a good trip.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that was Randy Burt. We were just talking about him just a second ago. Him and Chris and Justin are, well, they got their car, I guess. So it's always fun to kind of track them throughout the week. So maybe we'll have some pictures next week of the volcano. No, I think they're going to be on a different island. I can't even. I don't know. I've been to Hawaii and I can't tell you which island's which. I'm not very good in geography. I can tell you how the islands were formed and everything else. I can tell you about volcanoes, but I can't tell you which is which. All right, where was I? Toys for Tots. All right. Also, let's see what else we got going here. What does that say? Our friends up in Buffalo, they have their Christmas market at the Hofbrau House, and they got hit with some strong winds again this year, and kind of put them out of commission for one day. So they weren't able to have their German Christmas market yesterday, but they're up and running. Fingers crossed. I got a report late last night that they're good to go. So if something to do, there's all kinds of things going on right now. But if you're interested in European style Christmas market up there, they're going to have it this week and the next 2 weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I think I've mentioned before, they have all sorts of things there. They've got things that are authentic items from Germany. They got various specialty foods. They're going to have homemade baked goods, glassware, Bavarian gnomes. We have some of those already. Pickles, kettle corn, fabric, jewelry, pet treats, just all kinds of Christmassy kinds of things. There it is right there, the Christkindl Market of 2022. And that little logo there is on their cups that they get some hot wine, I guess, and get into the Christmas spirit. So benefiting Feed More of Western New York, and as we've mentioned, those proceeds do help here in Chautauqua County because they help our food pantries. Thank you, Jeff, for popping that up. Okay, so that's going on this weekend as well. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this here in a bit, but people say, "Oh, what are you going to do? What do you got going on here in Chautauqua County?" Live theater right now is all over the place, and I think I have at least 3 or 4 productions I'm going to mention here in a little bit, and I got actually some photos of that. So if you don't hear everything that I have to offer, you might check out the newspapers as well. But music, theater, authors, writers, you name it. We are just blessed in this county with so much creativity, and there's something to do almost every weekend. Okay, let's see. Did that. Okay, I'm just checking off my lists here. Okay, I want to do a shout out to a new venue. It's called the Brew Chamber at the Mill. And it's in Ripley, my hometown. And the reason why I mention it, it's a new business, and they are providing meals and sometimes entertainment. I think it's Thursday through Sunday from 4 to 10. Adam's probably going to shoot me for getting the times wrong, but Adam Chambers and his wife run and own the Brew Chamber, and it's right behind the fire hall in Ripley, downtown Ripley. In my band next week that I'm in, the Midnight Growlers, we're going to be playing there on December 10th at 6 p.m. Now, the reason why I mention that is because Ripley is all Christmas that weekend, and especially the 10th, and they're going to have a variety of things going on. There's going to be, for instance, Meters is having a pancake eggs breakfast special from 7 to 11:30. The Ripley Library is going to have a vendor show, the face painting at the library as well. Noah's Ark store at the Presbyterian Church is going to be open from 10 to 2. A reason for the season is a short movie at the Presbyterian Church. There'll be a Santa Claus parade starting at noon in Ripley. Alpacas at the fire hall, face painting later in the fire hall at 12:30, Santa at the fire hall from 1 to 4, and you get your pet picture taken. Cooney's Island Ice Cream opens at 1, Main Street Pizza decorating cookies from 1 to 4. They always jump in on things. The Mennonite Church Singers at the Methodist Church at 6 p.m., and then a non-denominational candlelight service at the Methodist Church at 6:30. And so that's going on all next week, December 10th, and it's just going to be like every other town right now that's getting into the holiday spirit. Ripley is coming alive that day, and there's other places that are doing the same thing throughout the county, and you can see those. Over in Westfield this weekend, it's Best Gift, Best Meal. That started yesterday and goes through today. It's called A Fun Weekend to Have a Great Meal at your favorite Westfield restaurant and then find great gifts. Be sure to tour Westfield Downtown Christmas Lights. And you haven't been through Westfield, holy mackerel. McClurg Park and that whole McClurg Park, right? Moore Park, McClurg Mansion. I get it. Moore Park, thank you. Woo! I don't even know how many lights. There's thousands and thousands of lights there, and it's gorgeous. And all the storefronts that have lights and so forth, and just really, really. So Moore Park near the McClurg Mansion. So that's going on this weekend. All right, what else we got here? Want to mention also that the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce is having their Shop Small, Shop Local promotion right now. And if you go on their website and use the password or code word Shop Small, you get a discount. I was out there last night. I still haven't gotten through the whole list. It was like 395 items. Whew, you name it, they got it. Whether it's kids' clothing or there's little gifts or trinkets, wines, cheeses, foods, baskets. There was furniture. I can't remember everything, but I think I even saw some guitars. You go out there online and you use that code and you get a nice discount and so forth. So that's through the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce promotion only. You can only get that discount by going on there. And that's running through December 19th. And one of my favorite days of the week is year is December 8th. I bet you don't know why December 8th is special. December 8th is the day after they shut down all the advertisements for health care, for health insurance, and all the things they said. I have a pile probably as deep as from my foot to my top of my leg of brochures from every health insurance company in the world, plus all the ads on the newspaper, because you got that window that you can change your insurance carriers. But my gosh, overkill for sure. Hey, also, be aware of the flu season right now for young kids, especially this RSV, and lots of people are getting the flu. So if you haven't got your shot, it's on you. I mean, if you want to get it, fine. I've had mine. And, you know, getting through the season with a little stuffiness like I have right now is one thing, but some of this stuff is pretty heavy duty. And please be very careful with your young children. I know this is going around. If you got any concerns, get a hold of your doctor or go to the emergency room. Nothing to be messed with. I hear that the hospitals, their pediatric wards are getting pretty full with this. So something to be aware of. All right, I got some other announcements, and let's just keep rolling, because I think my guest is probably going to start throwing things at me here in a minute. All right, near and dear to my heart, Lakeshore Center for the Arts, Harvest Moon. We got a great picture, I think, of that. Lakeshore Center for the Arts will be presenting its recurring classic presentation. Okay, Harvest Moon 2022. All right. I don't have a picture of it, but it was last night, but it's going to be today at 2 and 7, and in the Jacqueline Phillips Theater. Tickets are only $20, and you can go online at the Lakeshore Center for the Arts.com. All right, give you fair warning. I have a ticket, but I'm not going to tell you when I'm showing up, guys. These are my pals, all right? Harvest Moon features a number of Westfield's citizens now passed on in an effort that they not be forgotten. I was in the last production, and I've got to tell you, you might think, oh, why would you want to hear about people from the past? This is historical theater at its best. When Rick Mascaro has written the whole script for this, when he takes all these various people that he chooses, and he develops a running dialogue with these people where they're talking to you from the past, if you will, and you learn so much about Westfield's history and the region, because these folks did not just affect Westfield, but many of the cases they were teachers, or they were involved with politics, or they sold things to people in the area, and it's just very, very cool. And the hair goes up on my arm a little bit because it's so well produced. So listen, this year's performances include, okay, visits from Joe Ricketts. I knew Joe, believe it or not. He had the deepest voice of anybody I ever knew. He used to own Ricketts Markets, Westfield's Little Big Store it was called. And then we've got the Carrie Twing. I don't know who this person was, but she was an author, a spiritualist, educator, and a feminist. I have to find out more about her. Elaine Phillips, theatrical performer and teacher. Ree Evans, civic leader, hospital administrator, and military nurse. Vincent Powers. Now, I got to do a shout out on this one. My show was a spin-off of a show from about 9.5 years ago. It's called The Senior Report. Reed Powers had that show for 10 years or more. And he always talked to us, and I'm waiting for Jeff in the other room to start laughing on this. He always talked about his relative, Vincent Powers, and how he won the Kentucky Derby in, I don't know, 1910 or something. We always thought he was pulling our leg. It's true. His relative, his great something or other, actually won the Kentucky Derby. So Vincent Powers will be portrayed in this. Hiller Minton is a war hero. Not sure who that is. I know Mittens. Each will mesmerize you with tales of their deeds and their lives. This is always a memorable evening, and the center invites residents to join. Seating is limited, so you get your tickets. So tonight, 2 and 7. All right. I thought they were tomorrow too, so I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're tomorrow too, 2 and 7. I think there's a matinee. All right, and then I was talking about other productions. Hang on a minute. Yes, Elf, the musical, is going to be Saturday at 7:30, Sundays at 2 p.m. at the Lucille Ball Little Theater. And one of my co-actors, I think Jennifer Davis, is in that production as well. She and I were in the Becky's New Car this past spring, and I think others are involved. Based on the beloved holiday film, this hilarious, heartwarming musical comedy follows Buddy the elf, who is unaware that he's actually a human until his enormous size and poor toy-making abilities force him to face the truth. With Santa's permission, Buddy embarks on an unforgettable journey to New York City to discover his true identity. Admission is only $25 for adults, $17 for youth ages 17 and under. For more information, give them a call at 483-1095. I've seen the movie, and it's hilarious, and I can well imagine this is going to be a lot of fun. And on Facebook,
that runs through the 11th.
That runs through the 11th. Thank you. So that'll be this Saturday and Sunday, and the next weekend as well. Where was I going with this? Anyways, it's a lot of fun. And I know, on Facebook they had some little clips of Buddy running around Jamestown or New York City, and it's really hilarious. So I think you'll enjoy that. And then Miracle on Main Street from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. That is today at various locations in Fredonia. Santa comes to town with activities and fun for the whole family. There will be a gingerbread house decorating workshop, holiday craft show, kids crafts workshop and activities, story times with Santa and Mrs. Claus, contests, and a whole lot more. There will also be a holiday parade, lots of parades this year, at 5:30 p.m. and Santa arrives to officially light their village tree. For more information, you'll just contact probably the Fredonia Chamber of Commerce. Okay, then also today and tomorrow, Christmas through the village from noon to 7, both days in the village of Finley Lake. We haven't heard from them very much. Visit this quaint little town for holiday shopping, pictures with Santa, he's everywhere, crafts and wagon rides. There will also be door prizes and specials at area stores. For more information, give them a call at 814-881-9118. 814-881-9118. All right, and that's in Finley Lake. Gosh, it just seems like everybody is really getting the full swing. I mean, Westfield just had their big parade, and then, whoa, the next picture, it's another parade. We got upcoming Jamestown Christmas Parade. All right, and I got to read this right off the poster here. That's going to be today at 6 to 8 p.m., and they're going to have fireworks to follow. Season of Joy, a community celebration of which brings each of us joy during the holidays. So that's going to be downtown tonight in Jamestown, New York. Very cool. All right, and I think we already covered the Opera House, so that we don't need to do that. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. Barbara and I went to see them a few years ago. The Youth Ballet. My little granddaughter was dancing around the house the other day, and she said she was really into ballet, so she would really enjoy this. This is going to be next week, December 9, 10, and 11. The excitement and magic of this beautiful production has something for everyone, including a midnight battle with the Rat King and his army of mice, a growing Christmas tree with 1,000 lights, and a snowstorm on stage, and wonderful dancing to all the gorgeous music of Tchaikovsky. The Chautauqua region is rich in artistic talent, visual arts, music, filmmaking, dance, and theater, and so much more. And this is just one more opportunity for all of us to enjoy the arts. And this is going to be held at the Reg Lene, as you can see. Box office phone number 404-7070, 716-404-7070. And finally, let's pop up our last slide. The Ripley Library is still looking for vendors, and if you are interested, you can be part of the workshop and the festivities next week at the public library. And as I said, on the 10th, that's going to be all of Ripley. Give them a call at 736-3913 if you're interested. And I know that they have quite a few vendors now, and they might be able to squeeze in a couple more. All right, so that's the last call for vendors. We're going to take a little breather, and I'm going to be right back with my guest. And so stick around, and we'll be right back.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook
Because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
I like that one. That really hits home as far as my dad and working with my own children, and now see my kids being dads. It's just a very, very cool experience. So nice one. Okay, you ready? There we go. I want to welcome back to the show Shannon Reber Seachrist, who is an author extraordinaire and lots of fun to be with. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well, I feel a lot of pressure now to be as funny as possible because you keep saying how you laughed the whole time, and now
You do.
Oh, good.
You do laugh. You're doing it right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Shannon, I remember running into you, I think it was down at Jack's Barcelona Drive-In.
Yep.
And you said to me, "Hey, you got that TV show?" And I go, "Yeah, I do." And it's like, "Who are you?" And you said, "Well, when I write my 50th book, can I be on your show?" And I made a deal, and we did it.
Yep,
And that
we
was
did it.
How long ago was that?
It was 2 years because it was during COVID, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think we all had masks on that day.
Yeah,
Now I think about it.
we were further away.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to.
So, 50 books, and I know you've written some since then. So, what are you up to now?
Well, see, all right. I count my books as each different story.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So I think I'm up to 78.
78.
I might be 79 though.
Okay. Approaching 80.
Approaching 80. Yeah, exactly.
So when you qualified that each story is you count, but they're actual a difference.
Yes.
Book.
Yes.
Book's a book in my book.
Is it exactly?
Okay.
But I've got for my my bookshop, we've got a writers group that meets there, and our writers group got together and did a spooky story type book. So each of us wrote a short story, and I have 4 stories in that plus that. So I count that as 5 because I have 4 stories in there plus the anthology itself.
I'll count it
So
any
I
way
count
you
it
want.
as
That's
5.
fine with me. More the better. Well, let's just say you're a prolific writer. I don't know anybody
Yeah.
that has written that many books. Most people I know that are probably like in their 10, 12 range or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's so. Let's go back a little bit. Well, when you were little, were you thinking like, I'm going to be a writer, or I mean,
No, I hated writing. The English class was my least favorite class. But I think the reason that I got into writing was I had an English teacher who said he would be shocked if I wasn't a writer when I grew up. And I went, that's so sweet, Mr. Landy. Bye, you know. And my very first work was dedicated to him.
Now, where did you go to school?
That was White Bear Lake, Minnesota. It was White Bear Lake South Campus.
So in Minnesota, is that like where it's really, really cold, or just?
Yes, it was. We had record lows that year. It was the actual temps were 30 below zero. Actual temps, not wind chill.
Now, all kidding aside, is that where hell is?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because I know they always laugh about when hell freezes over.
Yeah,
but it's hell in
exactly
Minnesota, right? I mean, they're like 50 below zero or something crazy like that.
But the summer is actually worse. The winter's not so bad because you have all these warm clothes and everything. But summer is humid and horrible.
Really?
I hated the summers. Winters were fine.
So how'd you get to Westfield?
Joel.
Joel.
My husband. I've known Joel since I was 3. And
He's from Minnesota as well?
No, he's from Pennsylvania. Oh, I lived in Pennsylvania back in the day.
Okay.
I've lived everywhere.
Oh, all right. Okay, all right. Woo. But Minnesota.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So when you first started writing, what kind of writing were you doing?
Mystery. Mystery type drama. It was terrible. It was really, really bad.
Yeah, but you start somewhere, right?
I did, yes. The very first book I wrote, I looked at it probably 10 years ago. It was like, this is so bad, and I actually showed it to people. Why did I show it to people? That is terrible.
Well, you're being rough on yourself.
It was really bad, but it's actually amazing to see the change in my writing, the improvement, because I actually have improved. I swear I have.
I believe you. Well, that's 78 books. I would hope so. You know, yeah. And sometimes, for some reason, people see that in others. And, you know, without going into long detail, I remember I had a professor in college, and he said, "I need to see you in the hall after class." I go, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And I'm a pretty good student. I thought, well, I didn't do anything. And he says, "You got a gift." I go, "Excuse me?" He said, "You can write." And I go, "Sure." And so that's how I ended up doing my PhD, because you got to do a lot of writing for that. But after writing all that, I just, as I said, I do write for the Post Journal's Silver magazine and stuff like that. But, you know, alluding back to even music, you know, I remember I've written music and songs and stuff, and my first couple songs were like, oh boy, you know, this sick puppy, you know.
It was a country song, you're saying.
It wasn't all that great.
I understand.
But it's a process, right?
Yeah,
and so,
exactly.
so where did you learn the process?
Honestly, the only reason that I even considered it is because of Mr. Landy, and I taught myself. But after high school, I took a couple of online courses for writing, and I hated it. I don't like being told you have to write now and you have to write this. It takes away the joy, and if the joy is gone, it's just, I can't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Writing music is the same way. I mean, you have to be inspired, you know. And do you ever do this? You're just like walking through the house, all of a sudden you just stop and say, "Give me a piece of paper right now." You ever do that?
Yes.
And it's
yes.
like, I got to get this out of my head right now. And you just sit there, and people say, "How's that work?" I go, "I don't know, but I wrote the whole song, and I hear the chords and everything, you know, and it was pretty good."
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. And we were talking before the show, when I write my column, it's sort of similar. I don't know what I'm going to write from month to month, and all of a sudden, bang, there it is, you know.
Exactly.
So are all your books mysteries?
No, they're all fantasy.
Okay.
But the Madison Meyer mystery series, which I told you about last time, that is paranormal mysteries. So like the first one is a ghost story wrapped around a murder mystery, and now the one that I did this year, I'm up to I think I'm up to 9 titles in that series. But it's a serialized novel, and that is more of I think you would probably consider it a paranormal mystery, but it's more urban fantasy than anything. It's urban fantasy mixed with epic fantasy.
Wow.
And Irish mythology. Don't forget the Irish.
And Celtic is good. So a little bit of an aside. So you're doing paranormal stuff. So would you put yourself in the category of supporting the fact that there are ghosts and paranormal things?
I don't know. And I've never seen anything personally, but I don't disbelieve.
Okay.
So I'm more of a skeptical non-believer. I think that's probably the best way to put me.
Okay. But yet you're right about it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's fantasy to me.
Okay. So it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter at all if it's real or fake.
So who reads your books?
Like 2 people. Oh no, I choked you up.
Yes, you did. You brought me to tears. As far as age category, that type of thing, do you have any metrics on that?
Not exactly, because I have everything from teenagers to my dad, and my dad,
Careful.
He's not old. Come on, no. But I have a very wide range.
Okay. So writing books is also selling books.
Yes.
So do you sell books?
Sort of.
You sort of.
I kind of, sort of sell.
So I mean,
I
would think this would be
try.
a very challenging thing to do.
It is. It's terrible. Self-promotion is the worst part. And try to appear like you are. Well, okay, this is going to sound terrible, but try to appear modest while still trying to tell people that your book is awesome, and you want to sell everything that you have to them. That's a really hard line to walk, and without sounding arrogant, because arrogance drives me crazy.
Yeah, and it's not like you can say, "Hey, taste this," like food, or have a listen here, or like music. You really got to sit down and put the eyes on there and take a look at it.
Exactly.
And so, how long have you been writing?
Oh, I've been publishing for coming up on 8 years, but I've been writing for probably 20 years, maybe, or so.
So what happened to the first 12 years stuff?
I have everything that I wrote, so I was just dinking around, basically. Just, writing and not doing anything with it, not really finishing anything.
So what got you to finish something and get serious about it?
A writer's group. Have you met Linda Lavid?
Yes.
Okay. Linda and Charles Freedom Long.
Yes.
You know him too, yeah.
We're on Facebook.
Okay. So they were my original writers group, and they basically kicked my writing up like 5 notches, and they told me what I had was good, and they helped me edit, which is always the hardest part. Yeah.
Why did I just say that? What does this mean?
Exactly. Or one person gets the joke and the other person doesn't.
Right.
Or it's just it's a hard line to walk. But trying to having a group who one is published, and Charlie and I were at the same level. So neither of us were published, and Linda had like 15 titles, I think, at that time. And so she was coaching us through these things and writing her own stuff, and it was amazing. It was the best writers group I've ever been in. The smaller group was perfect.
So really, you gotta work at your trade.
Exactly.
So, are most writers able to support themselves through their writing?
I don't support myself through my writing. I support myself because Joel's nice to me.
Okay. Well, usually that's how it works, isn't it? It's a deal. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I make very little money, and I'm now paying a couple of narrators to narrate my books. So the audiobooks have actually put me in the red rather than the black.
And we're going to talk about those in a little bit, because I want to dig a little bit deeper on this. So right now your books are in print, and they're on Amazon? Where do you
They
get
are,
them?
yes. We're on Amazon, but they're also in my shop.
All right, and let's talk about your shop a little bit, because I think we try to plug you guys once in a while.
Oh, thank you.
I remember when I had Bob Terryberry on here, I don't know what in the world I called your shop. I didn't call it Genres. I called it something else. He looked at me and goes, that's not the name of the place. It was some other French term. I forgot what it was. I go, oh my gosh. I should know that. I've only had you guys out here a bit. So genres obviously means a variety of different topics or subject matters. Just like in music, we have different genres and styles.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is located where?
We are at the YWCA in Westfield.
How's that work?
Well, it's we just rent the front room, which was it was Hannah Patterson's original library in Westfield.
Okay,
she's the one who actually started the Patterson Library.
Right, her picture is in the library.
Yes, yes, and she's also in the Y.
Oh, very cool. All right, so you have her library, and is it pretty big?
No, we're very small. But we've got thousands of books. All of our used books are via donation, and that is how we pay our rent to the Y.
Okay.
Is through that, and then every local author who has their books in, and local authors are the only new books I have in the shop. Everything else is used.
Okay. So you care to mention some of the authors besides Shannon, Reber, Seachrist?
Yeah, we've got Jim McQuiston, we've got Bob Terryberry,
both of my pals.
Oh, exactly. We have Charles Freedom Long.
Okay.
We have Jessie Anderson, but I think she publishes under J.E. Anderson.
Okay.
I think we've got Janine Roth. Let's see, Mary Ellen Humphrey. You had her
she's
as
from
well.
South Ripley, my
Yes,
hometown.
yes.
Don Dowling.
Yes, we have his book.
He's a Western.
Yes. I love his book.
That's a very interesting book. He got me in the end, by the way. And I'm not going to tell anybody how it ends, but he got me, and it was like, oh, you got me. I love a book that does that at the end. It's like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
I know, exactly. But, Karen Cockram, she does...
I know Karen.
Yeah, she does... Oh, yeah, of course you do. Photography books and things like that. Let's see, her name... I'm not 100% sure what her actual name is, but she publishes under Carlala And she's got these amazing, like children's books that are also all the pictures in them.
Oh, nice.
She's either made or created them in some way. So it's like layered pictures, and they're so cool. Hold on, there's more. There's so many more.
Well, as you think of them, we can do a shout out.
Okay.
So let's. You mentioned Charles Freedom Long. Now he does psychic stuff, or is that?
He calls it spiritualist sci-fi.
Okay.
No, that's not what he calls it. I can't remember what he calls it, but it's spiritualist sci-fi.
Okay. Okay. Wow, these genres, they're fusion, and they're coming from different angles, and it's like anything else. Sometimes you hear something or read something, you go, you can't exactly give it a title, but it's sort of like,
It's most of them are a mishmash of like all kinds of different genres. So.
All right, so you have the bookstore, and what are the hours for it?
We are 12 to 6 on Tuesdays through Thursdays, and then 9 to 5 on Saturdays. But clearly, we're not open right now because here I am.
Here we are. So it's like a one-lady operation?
I have one employee, quote-unquote employee. Jerry Fight, she has Pip's Delivery in Westfield. So she like delivers groceries and food items and things like that to people. And so when she gets super busy, I cover the rest of it. But she works like, I think 6 hours a week.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you got a little bit of help there.
Exactly.
All right.
It's nice not to be alone.
So the price range on these books, used and new.
The used ones, we were doing $1 for paperbacks and $3 for hardbacks, but we got a donation of extremely nice books, and there's no way that we just could not handle selling some of them for $1 and $3.
Right.
So I think $8 is our highest for a used one, but it's like new. We do have. Yeah, we had a donation of this still in wrapping a gigantic Oprah book.
Ooh.
And it's such a cool looking book, which it's still in the plastic, so I can't look through it. But it just looks really interesting. But I think we have that as 8 as well.
Okay.
But it was like
Not
a
gonna
$50 book.
nothing's going to break the bank. And it's a great opportunity for Christmas. Yes, stocking stuffer, birthday presents, whatever.
Exactly.
But
our local authors, we go everywhere from like 5 to 20.
I mean, it's like $20 seems to be the going price for most books that I've seen these days. And those are paperbacks. That's not even hardcover. Is anybody doing hardcovers anymore?
Actually, they're Amazon and Barnes and Noble for the self-publishing. They do offer hardcovers now, and I haven't made them personally. Well, I have made them, but I haven't printed any yet. But they do them for an affordable price. You can get them for like $17 for a decent sized book. And one of my authors has hardbacks.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, we've got 2 who have hardbacks.
Okay. Because some people prefer hardcover, some people prefer the soft cover like me, because then you can just kind of, put it any place.
Exactly.
Roll it up, put it in your suitcase, whatever,
Exactly.
Okay, super.
Yeah.
All right, so you're writing, you have a variety of people that you've worked with as far as developing your style, and then you have your bookstore genres, and that's at the Westfield YWCA over on Portage, right?
Correct.
That would be South Portage.
South Portage, yes.
Okay. And there's parking, so it's pretty easy to get into.
Yes, indeed.
Now, how do you get into the building? Because I know there's different entrances.
Well, we are like off the front porch.
Yep.
So it's my sign is right out front when I'm open, and then there's the sign that says Genres Bookshop, and it says open too, I believe. I think it does. But I just put it out. I rarely look at what it says.
Right.
So,
but it's off the porch.
It's right off the porch. So there's always a sign there that'll tell you if we're open.
All right, because I've passed by there from time to time.
Yes, indeed.
All
you
right.
pass through to get to the living room once.
Right.
You can't do that anymore, sorry. Darn it.
Okay, so then you have like stepped up your game a bit, and we were talking about that this morning before we came on the air. So tell me about your next step, next level.
Okay, so I'm legally blind.
Yes. And I did not know that till you told me off the air that day. I go,
Yeah.
really?
Really? I know most people are surprised by that, but it's so obvious to me. I'm like, really? You didn't notice? What? But so I have all my life, the way that I read is I use audiobooks. And so it was a pipe dream for me, thinking, it'll be something that maybe someday I can do. And then I discovered ACX. ACX. It's an Amazon company.
Okay.
And they do audiobooks that are digital. So there isn't a CD or, how else did they do them? They did cassette tapes for the longest time. But yeah, there's no CD or cassette tape. It's all digital.
So it's online.
Yes. Oh, but it's on your phone as well. That's where all of my books are.
On your phone.
They're on
so
my
you
phone.
download it then?
Yes.
So you pay for it and you download it.
Correct.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
All right. So it's like any other app.
Yes, exactly.
All right. And you can put it on your computer too.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
you can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, these it made it. Well, I mean, the first one that I did, my narrator wanted to do the very first book she did royalty share. So that means that when I sell a book, she gets half of what I make. So we get 40% of what Amazon makes off of each title. So each of us gets 20% of.
So you get 16 cents and she gets 16 cents.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it's like, I remember the
10
days
cents
where
for
they used to
some,
say
yeah.
the Beatles would get like 2 cents every time they put their records on the radio. Of course,
yeah.
2 cents times 500 million,
Oh,
that
exactly.
adds up a little
the
bit.
Beatles, they didn't do too badly,
No,
I
they
don't
didn't.
think.
But with these things, you have to kind of keep working at it.
Exactly.
Okay. So with your audio books, what are you trying to accomplish?
To make it accessible to everybody.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that was books that I have wanted to read forever that are not an audiobook form. There's a text-to-speech on my Kindle, which is a mechanical, like, robotic voice, which is, it's okay to listen to, but it's so much easier to listen to a person reading to you. So I wanted to be able to do that, and I got to do that, and I'm ecstatically thrilled.
I'm kind of chuckling to myself where I'm thinking of GPS when they're trying to say, like, you go up to Buffalo and you go to Skajackwada, or they say Chautauqua, or whatever, some of these longer Indian type names,
Exactly.
they just butcher those.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh. All right, so we've got some sound clips here.
Yeah.
So your choice, and Jeff is at the ready to push a button so we can listen maybe a minute or so of whatever book you want. And we have 3 of them today.
All right, let's do the second one first. This is the narrator is Joseph Sweeney. The book is called Fire and Chains, and this guy is he's gonna be a big deal someday. He is an amazing narrator.
So how did you find Joe?
I just found his clip on ACX,
Okay.
and I sent him a message and asked him if he wanted to narrate mine.
So this guy you've never met?
Correct.
So-
I met him through Zoom.
But what I mean is he's not local.
Nope.
Oh!
I don't have any locals.
I learned something.
Hey, if you want to narrate one of my books, I am totally willing to let you.
I'll do it, and I'll do
Okay.
it for free.
Hey!
No royalties. It'd be an honor.
Hey! All right, deal.
Deal, done. You're here first here at Chautauqua Sunrise. I just made a deal for my first audio.
Hey, I'm so excited. All right.
All right. So,
I'm
Jeff,
not gonna go.
I think I wasted enough time for you to find the clip. So let's have a little listen.
Fire. Pain. Bound. She couldn't move. Jade knew it wasn't real, though that knowledge didn't make it any easier to take. She wanted to run, to free herself from the memory, although her mind held her fast. She watched as fire ate at the walls and felt the smoke choke her, but she couldn't move. Jade had wriggled and squirmed, the pain in her wrists making it difficult for her to even focus on the fire. She needed to run. Her mama said no, though. Her mind cried out with a mix of horror and relief when she looked at the woman who stood over her. the knife in her hand gleaming both with Jade's blood and with the flames. "Mama, please," she had moaned, coughing as smoke saturated the air. She remembered the look in her mom's eyes when she leaned down and laid her finger over Jade's lips. "Hush, love. It will be over soon. The devil will take you and give me a good girl instead. No more wickedness." She had crooned and sat on the edge of the bed, smiling as she stared at the blood that ran down Jade's arms. No, she could not let her mind show her that horror for even one more moment. She had to break free. So with a monumental effort, she dug her fingernails deep into her palms until the pain made those fiery images fade from her mind. Jade blinked and shook her head. Birdsong filled the air, mixed with the sound.
Okay. Well, that was a cheery one.
I know, right? That guy's voice, he did. That story goes from the past to the present, and the past parts are in the girl's point of view, and then the present are in an investigative reporter's point of view. And he did like a southern accent, which I wasn't exactly thrilled at first, because what reporter ever has a southern accent? Ever. They always have a non, what do you call that?
Just a generic kind of.
Generic, yeah, that works. But
I think it's supposed to be a Midwest sound that they have on TV. All your news reporters are all supposed to have at least that sound in their voices.
Exactly. But I mean, he did such a good job doing it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we can just say that Declan Burke, just puts on the non-accented voice when he's on TV, so that works.
All right. So, what's the name of that particular audiobook?
That is Fire and Chains.
Fire and Chains. Mm-hmm. That was kind of scary sounding.
Yeah. It is a little bit, but it's Jade is kidnapped when she's a grown up.
So what era are we in? Is this like in the future or in the past or present? Or?
It's present.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So yeah, that is.
You're a scary person.
I know, I really am. You have no idea what you got yourself into.
Okay. All right, we have another one. Let's cue that one up. What are we going to hear?
Let's go for Through the Mist, and that was number 3.
Okay, and what's the backstory?
The backstory for that one is the very first fantasy book that I ever wrote. And what I did with the very first one that I published was I took that basic story and I changed it to, be young adult, and, I changed everything about it. So I went back to the original version that I had written and just basically changed the bad guy and changed his ability and made it in Irish mythology.
Okay.
So my narrator is actually from Louisiana, and she does these accents quite well, in my opinion.
Wow. All right. Jeff, let's hear this one. And the name of this again?
The Druids gave you the ability to speak with your family, to see them, did they not?
Ooh.
Yes, Master. It can be connected to any it feels a strong emotion for. So you saw your son. Her heart seemed incapable of enduring more pain, but it did. It continued to beat, continued to enslave her. The slave saw. What did you see? What happened? As exactly as you can remember. She wanted to refuse to answer, but the slave could not. The son of this horrid slave stood with Fenton atop the cliff that looks out onto the ocean. He asked Fenton why, and Fenton answered that he would kill all of Manannan McLear's children as one more torture for Manannan. This slave's son found peace, knowing his father was not dead as we all believed for so many years. As the sword fell, he cursed Fenton. Anyone under Fenton's control is now mocked. The Velman turned, staring at her.
She's from Louisiana.
And where does the story take place?
New York City, Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
That part is in the Irish. It's hard to explain. That part is in an Irish world.
Okay.
So yeah.
What time frame? What present or past or?
That's present. Yes.
Oh, so Oh, all right. Because I would have thought some of your fantasy stuff would have been like in the future type thing.
I haven't done that yet.
Really?
I might.
Okay.
I might at some point. I mean, I have many more stories to tell.
How does it feel for you right now to sit here and listen to your words through somebody else's interpretation, really?
That's amazing. It is the best feeling, especially the Brandy Balefire, the narrator for that one. She's one of my best friends these days, and we talk virtually every day. And she is as big a fan of my story as well. She's a bigger fan than mostly anybody else.
Now, is she a writer as well?
No, she's a teacher. Actually,
Just a voice.
Yep, she's a voice. She's a teacher, and she got started narrating because her students loved when she was reading to them. So she started narrating books.
So how do they do this? Are they at home and they have a tape recorder? Or?
No, it's not a tape recorder. Everything is done on computer, or some people do it on their phones. But like she's got, I believe the program she uses is Audacity. So she's got a good microphone. She's got the program that allows her to edit her work. So if she makes a mistake, she can go back and like splice out the word that she. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very technical, but I mean it's amazing what can be done, and it's all on your phone.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, and we have a third one.
We have a third, and
so
that is
just enough time for one more.
That is the Madison Meyer Mystery Series, and this chick's name is Lauren Rodriguez, and she was the very first audiobook that I have is Lauren.
Okay, and what's the storyline, real quick?
That's Madison Meyer, so it's a paranormal mystery.
Okay, so Jeff, let's cue that up.
They say death is just another beginning. I always thought that was a stupid saying. Now that I've seen both death and the undead, it's hard to disbelieve much at all. Doubt used to be my go-to answer. Now I have to wonder, if death isn't the end, what was left had a way of trying to show the truth of its emotions. And it seemed to be in a mood. It was like a vengeful child, bent on picking at my most vicious wounds, merely to make me bleed. The vicious child had set its teeth into me that day. I should have been used to such things. Sometimes, for short stretches, I felt as though my life was like everybody else's.
Wow.
There we go.
So, people are listening right now, they say, ooh, I want to hear more. I'm interested. So, they go to Amazon?
You go to Amazon, has all the versions. Audible has just the audio versions. iTunes has the audio books as well. I think that's all.
Okay. And so if I go to Amazon, I punch in Shannon Reber or Shannon Reber Seachrist, which do I?
Shannon Reber. The Seachrist won't get you anywhere.
Okay, so Reber, and then it'll be two varieties, audio or paperback.
Yes, for the ones that are recorded.
So what's an audiobook cost? I don't even have any idea.
It depends on the book, but I've got a box set that's like $25. So that's 3 books and 3 short stories. Okay. So $25 for that.
Okay. And you keep it forever and ever on your...
Exactly.
Wow.
But the shorter stories, those are, sometimes $8, between 8 and 13 usually.
Oh.
So.
This is all new to me. This is cool. All right, we have just a little bit of time left. So how people get a hold of you, genres, or whatever you want to share?
Well, you can get a hold of me. Facebook, I'm on Facebook a lot. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
Again, by Reber or Seachrist?
Reber.
Okay.
Author Shannon Reber is what I almost always go by. And I'm always at genres. Well, I'm usually.
Is there a
at
phone
genres.
number there?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't have one yet.
Just stop in and say hi.
Exactly.
Or text you, find you on Facebook.
Exactly.
Hey, we're out of time.
Hey.
That went quick. Folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and my very fun guest today, Shannon Reber Seachrist, author and cool person here, has been my guest, and we hope that you enjoyed it and check out her work I'm sure she'd appreciate it, as all authors do. Check out her store down in Westfield, Genres. And we're going to do this all again next week right here on Access Chautauqua, Spectrum 1301. And you can watch the show again at 2 and 8 every day throughout the week. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye now.